All righty. Good morning. Happy holidays, everybody, because it's here. Ready or not, Thanksgiving less than a week away. And we're pretty excited about that. We're going to help you out today with some conversation, prepping you for the conversation at the Thanksgiving table with things we can all agree on. Things we can all agree on. We'll get to that list here in a little bit. I just got some starter thoughts and then ask for your input on that. As we get started this morning, I have a little trivia question and see if somebody can come up with the answer to this. Every second of every day, on average, Americans eat 350 of these every second. Every second of every day, 350 of these are being eaten in America. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? I don't know that I'll have a prize to award. I mean, maybe in this gift giving season, whoever provides the right answer, I may select somebody who gets the answer right. Send you something for the effort. Um, so anyway, yeah, every second of every day, as I understand it, as I'm given to understand, I found this on the internet, so it's got to be true. Every second of every day, we eat 350 of these. 350 of these are consumed every second of every day here in good old America. So chime in with your answer if you think you know what the answer is. And then along the way here, these next few minutes, we're going to journey through some things to help you with the Thanksgiving table conversation with some things we all agree on, some things we all agree on. So jump in with your thoughts on things that we all agree on. You don't have to wait for the conversation to develop. I'll get to that here in just a moment as soon as we get some people kind of chime in and join us here on our Friday Live. Appreciate Dan Swadley filling in for me last week. We didn't do the Friday Live experience because I was away for a family funeral, and so we're back. We're back and doing it. And Lord willing, even on Good Friday, I don't know about Good Friday. I'm sorry, not Good Friday, Black Friday. Two different seasons there, right? I don't think we're going to do Friday next week, just for all things holiday. Any case, say hello if you're in the room. Wave at me. Say hello, and chime in on the answer if you think you know. Well, we eat 350 of every second of every day here in the USA. This is a staggering thought to me that there's any one thing that we average eating 350 of every second. But then you think of the millions, the hundreds of millions of people. You know what? I was going to do the math on that. If I can find my phone, what I did with it. I was going to do the math on that. Figure out what is that? What's that add up to? If we're eating, so you got to start with the math, and I got to do a break here in just a second. Just to remind people what we're talking about. That is not what I wanted. What's that add up to? So somebody got some good mathing going on over there. Can get to your app faster than I can to do the math on it. But if you have 60 seconds every minute, right? So you need 60 of those, 60 minutes in an hour times 24. And that is that 86,400 in just one day? Let's go do a live break here. That's Gates Vocal Band and their latest Hard Times or Hard Trials. Hard Trials will soon be over. That's brand new music. Now, the song isn't brand new. The song's been around for a little while, but that's the Gates Vocal Band's latest touch on an old song wrapped in some new packaging here on KWFC. We're Friday Live. If you want to join us in the conversation, we're going to help you out with the Thanksgiving conversation, the Thanksgiving table conversation with things we can all agree on. What are some things we can all agree on? Now, I know one of the things we can all agree on is the Chiefs should be in the Super Bowl again, right? Is that one? That's something we could all agree on, right? That the Chiefs should be in the Super Bowl. All right. Okay. Maybe that isn't something everybody would agree on, but we're going to have that conversation. Join us Friday Live, Facebook and YouTube for the conversation. We will come back here in a few minutes and kind of share with you a few of the thoughts, things we can all agree on. Get you ready for the Thanksgiving Day conversation at your table. Pretty funny. Now, come on, the Chiefs. Now, the Chiefs. Can't we all agree on that the Chiefs ought to be back in the Super Bowl? Jump in with your thoughts on it as we go along this morning. By the way, thank you for everybody who's watching in late. Not everybody can jump in during the Friday Live experience, but if you can, that would be fun. I'm trying to come up with it. My mind is just not getting the mathematicals. So 60 seconds times 60 gives you the hourly figure, right? So that's 60 seconds every minute, 60 minutes every day. That's 60 times 60 is 300 or 3,600 in 1 hour. 3,600 of these every hour. We eat 3,600 of these every hour. If you take that times 24, gives you the daily figure. 86,400 of these are eaten every day. That seems plausible to me. If I did the math right. So if I got 60 seconds times 60, that's the number of seconds in an hour, right? 3,600 seconds. Somebody correct me on my math if I'm not doing it right. I need your feedback on it. 3,600 times 24 would give us the figure of the day, right? 86,400 seconds. Okay. Oh, I haven't times the 350 yet. That's what's crazy. Hey, good morning, Greg. Conversation this morning is going to be things we can all agree on for the Thanksgiving table. I'm going to do a break here in just a couple of minutes to kind of introduce some thoughts on things we can all agree on. Some things, because some people find the Thanksgiving dinner awkward because of some of the conversations that may ensue. I hope you're not in that household. When I read about these things and I hear about these things, I'm like, I don't have that environment now. Probably when I was a kid, just knowing my parents and my grandparents, there were probably some of those crazy conversations at the Thanksgiving table. I hope you don't have that angst, but if you do, we're going to help you out with some things we can all agree on. You can turn the conversation to some things we can all agree on, and some thoughts on that here in just a second. But right now, I'm trying to get a figure here of how many per day. If we're eating 350 of these every second of every day in America, I've come up with 86,400 seconds in a day. Is that good math? Is that good math? That's 60 seconds per minute, 60 minutes per hour, 24 hours is 86,400 seconds every day. So I'm going to take that times 350, and it gives us a whopping 30,240,000. Now that seems a little high to me. I'll tell you what it is here in a moment, but that seems awful high to me with the population in America being, let's just call it 350 million people. That we're eating 30 million of these every day. If the figure that I've been given now I'm just not believing the internet. I've read on the internet we eat 350 of these every second. That's what I read. Now I'm kind of doubting, but I'm really kind of doubting my math that I'm doing this right. So 60 seconds times 60. That's how many seconds are in an hour. Is 3,600, correct? Way to go, Tigers. Football and hunting. I love that. Yeah, don't talk politics. I think that's what a lot of people are fretting, the conversation of politics, Greg. I think that's what people are kind of anxious about. Be anxious for nothing. So if that's times 24. Let's do that times 24. I think is the figure. That's 86,400. That's a day. That's how many seconds are in a day. Somebody correct my math. Greg, help me on the math here, would you please? Jackie, good morning from Kansas City, the Holy Land. The Holy Land. A conversation this morning is going to be, and we're not going to be this but on here for but a few more minutes, of things we can all agree on. Things we can all agree on. Get ready for your Thanksgiving conversation. So I'm doing the 86,400. That's how many seconds are in a given day, because I was told we eat 350 of these. I got to do that right. I'm really struggling with my mathing skills this morning. Let's go live. Here we go. That is Greater Vision with older people on the sound of home, KWFC. We are Friday live on our Facebook and our YouTube, and we are looking at the conversation this morning. What can we all agree on? If you're anxious about the Thanksgiving table and conversation, you want to divert the conversation back over to something we can all agree on. Let's just come up with a few diversions. We can throw this back over and get the conversation back and directed in a positive bent, in a positive way, with these questions. What can we all agree on? Getting some mixed signals here, whether or not we're on the air. We've had some issues here. So if let's say the conversation skews to something ridiculous, divisive, put out there, just throw into the room. Well, I think one thing we can all agree on is mosquitoes are horrible. Aren't mosquitoes horrible? And then you get the whole table agreeing, because there's not one redeeming quality to the mosquito. Can we all agree? Is that one thing we can all agree? Is that mosquitoes are horrible? Does that help divert the conversation? I don't know. I'm just trying to give you some things to kind of get things back on track to an agreeable. Mosquitoes are horrible. Everybody agrees on that, right? Thumbs up on that. Mosquitoes are horrible. Here's another thing. Wet socks are the worst. Wet socks. I don't know anybody who's ever enjoyed having wet socks on. When you go hunting, Greg Sullivan, you go hunting and you get your socks wet. The first thing you do when you get home is what? You take them wet socks off, right? Because wet socks are the worst. So mosquitoes are horrible. Wet socks are the worst. What are some other things we can all agree on? Give me a thought here in the Friday Live here. I know many people watch after the fact. We get really very few that are able to join the live experience. We're just going to go a couple more minutes on this. I'm not going to belabor the point. By the way, I haven't had anybody yet that I've seen during the live guess at what we eat 350 of every second. And for some reason, I'm having just the most difficult time trying to arrive at a mathematical figure. So I'm going to do it again. There's 60 seconds in every minute. That's times 60 minutes. Gives me an hourly figure, correct? So 3,600 seconds per minute times 24. That gives me the daily figure of 86,400 seconds in a day. If we take 86,400 times 350, that gives me 30,240,000 of these we eat every day in America. What do you think that is? If we only have 350 Americans, or 350 million Americans, rather, that seems pretty heavy. That we're eating 30 million of these a day? I'm really doubting my sources on the internet now. So chime in with me if you think you know what it is they claim we eat 350 of these every second. I thought that was kind of interesting, and I'll give you the answer before we sign off here. Um, what do you think it is? What do you think we eat 350 of every second here in America? And if you have any thoughts of some positivity that you can sow on the Thanksgiving table, share that with us. If you're listening here on KWFC on the air, you can text in with your answer at 800-658-0353 with some things that we can all agree on. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Yeah, mosquitoes are horrible. Wet socks are the worst. Gail, good morning. Happy Friday. Yep, mosquitoes are nasty. Don't I don't know any one redeeming quality of the mosquito. It's a pest, absolute pest. Here's another thing I think we can all agree on. Everybody would like 5 more minutes of sleep. If when that alarm goes off, we would all love 5 more minutes of sleep. No, anybody that doesn't? Maybe Donald Trump, who doesn't seem to sleep very much. Um, there's another person we could all agree on, right? I'm just stirring it up this morning with some thoughts. We're going to go a couple more minutes here and chime in with your thoughts and encouragement of things we can all agree on. There are some things we can all agree on. In fact, you can all agree on starting the sentence that Donald Trump blank. Now, what goes in the blank will not be agreed on. If you had 2 people in the room, you're going to have 3 opinions on how you finish that sentence. But you could all start. Everybody could start that Donald Trump. That's a joke. That's a joke, by the way. I'm not looking for answers on that. Don't you? No, don't you do it. I'm looking for things like everybody could use 5 more minutes of sleep. I mean, who wouldn't want 5 more minutes of sleep? Who doesn't think the mosquito is just horrible and wet socks are the worst? These are things we can all agree on. Another thing, and I'll leave you with this, and be sure to chime in. A lot of people listening after. We'll try to get back and forth on this. And nobody has guessed yet what we're eating 350 of every second. Put that in there. I might reward somebody who just plays along with an answer. It's peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's not jelly and peanut butter. If you have somebody come up to you and say, it's jelly and peanut butter, I just had a jelly and peanut butter sandwich, you like, what country are you from? It's peanut butter and jelly. Can we all agree on that, right? It's peanut butter and jelly. And then, of course, the Chiefs belong back in the Super Bowl. That's a given, right? Everybody agrees on that. Okay. Can't believe that Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Let me encourage you with something here. One of our desires here at the radio station is to help you have a closer walk with God. One of the things we're going to be doing brand new in 2026 is a devotional series. This is brand new quarterly for the winter from the Word for You today. The Word for You today. That's an app that you can put on your phone, and we can walk together through devotional thoughts and verses of the day, just things that we can kind of come together on. It's all things that lift up the Lord. I'm excited about this. Just some of the things that I believe a togetherness factor when we do things together, like pray together, like going through a devotional thought each day. KWC and our sister station, The Wind, teaming up on that effort. And I'm looking forward to see what God will use that here. Not just this winter season, this quarter, but for the whole year. It's one of the things I'm most excited about 2026. We got some big things cooking here at the radio station, and super excited. Germs. What about germs, Greg Sutherland? Give me a thought back on the germs. Something we can all agree on. Do we want them or hate them all? Um, we all do like sugar. We all do like sugar. You're right on there, Jackie. One form or the other, coffee or whatever. We all like our sugar. Um, I am praying. This is my prayer for this Christmas season coming up here because next Friday is Black Friday. Well, I've already celebrated Thanksgiving. By the time next Friday rolls around, I will tell you, I don't think we'll do a Friday live next Friday because it's family time, it's holiday time. So just prepare your hearts, my friends, for that. But I will say this: we are looking forward to an amazing season of lifting up Jesus in a time when people are going to be asking, "Who is this Jesus? What is this all about? This Jesus?" And we'll have an opportunity to share the hope of salvation through Jesus' name. And so, very hope. My prayer has been, this is the season it clicks. You got a particular person you're praying for that burdens you that they are not saved, that they are lost. Pray. My prayer this year is that this is the season. This is the year it clicks. That it clicks. They've been singing songs all about Him every year of their life. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Who is that? What is that really about? Maybe this is the year it clicks. O Little Town of Bethlehem. Who doesn't know these songs? Every child knows O Little Town of Bethlehem. Every adult sings joy to the world, but not everybody is saved and has accepted Jesus as their Savior, the hope of the world. Maybe this is the year it clicks. That's my prayer. That's how I'm praying. And I think if we all kind of have that idea, that hope in mind, might be a big year for people getting saved. Um, oh, I see. You're answering the question, you guys. Germs and sugar. Oh, you're off. I'm going to leave with the answer, and you have to answer correctly before I give this answer for those that are watching in later. All right, so hopefully things that we can all agree on, that'll help you at the Thanksgiving table. And the one thing we eat, according to the data that I have been shared, every second of the day, somewhere in America, we're eating 350 pieces of pizza, slices of pizza. That seems a bit heavy to me. That seems an awful lot. Remember the hot dog count during the summer season from Memorial Day to Labor Day? They say we eat so many hot dogs every second. I could see that in a tight window. But this every day, 350 pieces of pizza are eaten every second. I'm kind of dubious about that, but that's the information I was shared. So I'm going to send that to you. All right, y'all. I love you. Been fun to hang out with you. Make your comments in there, and let's have some fun with this time together, getting ready for the holidays. I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving, and of course, a very Merry Christmas. And man, oh man, is it coming soon? That Happy New Year. God bless y'all.